Welcome to another episode of The Silly Kitchen. Today's episode is one of the videos that you'll be seeing that is a collaboration between myself and 5 Chicks and a Farmer. So if you watched the kind of introduction video, you saw all the different types of meats and cuts that I received in my 30-pound variety bulk pack. And today's episode is going to be featuring, ooh, Debbie, chicken carcasses. I know that sounds really delightful, but here's the thing that I really like about this. We're using the whole animal, so all the cuts of meat, the chicken breast, the thighs, the legs, the bone, like all the parts have been already cut off of this, but there are still some quality parts of meat, little pieces left on the bone, some of the skin, and there's a ton of flavor and nutrients in that, so why waste it? So I received this as part of the pack, and I'm gonna make a soup with it, obviously my own chicken stock, and it's so easy to make, and I love that we're not wasting any part of the animal in this. And really, I find if you make a big pot of stock like this, you can use it for a few different soups throughout your menuing and planning and feeding your family, or if you really just need a good chicken soup real quick, you'll already have the stock and it'll be a perfect thing to keep in your fridge and your freezer. So this is gonna be my way of making a chicken stock instead of buying it at the store. Why not? So really easy. Look at all these ingredients: onion, carrot, celery, and then you want to pick your herbs. I've decided to go with some thyme today, and you can never go wrong with a couple bay leaves to throw in there. Other than that, there is a controversy about when to use salt when you're making stock. I actually do like putting some salt in the very beginning of the stock process, as well as near the end to flavor the stock. And then even when I take the stock and go to use it and make soup, I add more seasonings, including salt. I like salt. If you have salt restrictions, obviously moderate how much you want to put in there, but here's how this is gonna go. So I've got a couple leftover stalks. You don't need them to be pretty. Literally, I just cut them in half and I'm gonna throw them into the soup pot. Same with the carrots. I'm gonna use 2 carrots. You can cut the little end pieces off if you want. You don't have to, because these are gonna be used as all your aromatics and flavoring the stock. In terms of onion, I kind of take the little nub off of the onion and then I cut it in half, take the little other knobs off, and guys, you can actually use the peel of the onion. There is lots of flavor in that as well. You don't have to throw it out. You can actually use all of this stuff too if you want. I just feel like not scooping out too many things. You can wrap these up so it's easier to find later, but I'm just throwing it in there. Bay leaves, I'm throwing in there. It's all just gonna get covered with water and put on a boil and then a simmer for the longer the better, but probably at least 3 or 4 hours. So that's it. You throw your ingredients in, you cover it all with water, cook it out for several hours, how many ever hours you have. This is a perfect Sunday recipe to make, and then we'll check back on it. That was pretty easy, right? And you're gonna have a ton of stock and you're gonna have beautiful natural flavors coming out in this. So literally, all you gotta do is top this whole thing up with water. You wanna cover everything in this pot. This is tough cooking, guys, I know. If you've never made your stock, your own homemade stock, and you've always purchased it, I highly recommend giving this a try this winter. It is absolutely beautiful flavors that come out in this. You can change up the varieties in terms of the herbs that you throw in. I sometimes put in parsley. I will occasionally have maybe rosemary for your aromatics, but definitely the holy trinity of your stock process is going to be having those chicken flavors, either from bones, carcasses, whatever it is, onion, carrots, and celery. Let's go put this on the stovetop and we will maybe come visit it in a couple hours. So after letting this cook for about 4 hours or so on the stove, then turning it off and just letting it cool down, I've got a beautiful stock made. All I have to do is now take out all of these excess pieces of bone and chicken and all of the ingredients that we put in. The easiest way is to strain it out, or to use a straining ladle if you don't mind a couple pieces and chunks in there, but that's it. That's what you need to do to make a beautiful chicken stock at home yourself using the whole animal. And then you've got this beautiful liquid gold that is now your homemade chicken stock. How easy was that? Some leftover chicken carcasses, water, onion, carrots, and celery, and then your aromatics. A little bit of salt to taste, a couple of hours on the stove top, and you have your own homemade chicken stock. I love 5 Chicks and a Farmer. I will link them down below in the description so you can check them out yourselves. We are cooking up the 30-pound variety box because every piece is going to be turned into an amazing meal. This is one thing that I absolutely love making, which is soup, and to make my own chicken stock and then have it available for any soup I want, that makes me really happy. I really hope you try it at home. 2 things I wanted to tell you about storing your chicken stock. So, little tips that I might have for you. There's going to be a lot of this chicken stock, so I don't expect you to make one type of soup with it. What I like to do is take a little bit and put it in one mason jar, stick it in the fridge, and then I can make soup tonight, tomorrow, the next day. It's good for a couple days in the fridge. And then with the rest of it, I have freezer safe containers that I have that are reusable. I would fill it up, let it cool first, obviously, and then freeze a bunch of these. And then at any time that you want over the next month or 2, you have some great homemade chicken stock available to make any soup you want. So guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of The Silly Kitchen. Make sure you show some love to 5 Chicks and a Farmer on social media. Give them a like, give them a follow, keep watching, and as always, have yourself an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.